Abuja Diocese held a valedictory synod as part of the activities leading to the exit of Most Reverend Dr. Nicholas Oko as Archbishop, Metropolitan and Primate of all Nigeria, Anglican Communion. Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim condemns the rate of killings in the country as he urges the government to rise and arrest the situation. Right Reverend Johnson Ekwe lends his voice to those calling for state of emergency on the security of the nation, stressing that a country where there is no security can never have meaningful development. Welcome to News on the Hour, brought to you from Advent Cable Network Nigeria. I am Charles Philip Owakolam. As part of the concluding tenure of His Grace, the Most Reverend Dr. Nicholas Oko, Bishop of Abuja and the Primate of the Church of Nigeria, the Diocese of Abuja held a one-day synod with the theme, "Take heed unto yourself and to the flock." ACNN News correspondent Nzubechi Frank has the details.
The Diocese of Abuja held a one-day synod at the Basilica of Grace, Kudu District, Abuja, with the theme, "Take heed unto yourself and to the flock." The one-day synod had in attendance the House of Laity and House of Clergy, Primate-elect and his wife, the Bishop of Abuja and Primate of the Church of Nigeria and his wife. During the presidential charge, the Primate laid emphasis on how interested God is regarding the leadership of the Church.
God has always been interested in the way his flock is led. Let us be assured that he cares about how you exercise your leadership role over his church even today. Therefore, do not take care of your own interest and scatter the sheep.
Some of the delegates of the one-day synod used the opportunity to share with the public what lessons they learned from the synod.
Apostle Paul, before he left, he said, look here, heed to taking care of the flock. So while I say this, is because the primate is also living. And he's also telling us that even as he leaves, it is imperative, it is expedient, it is important that we also, that he's leaving behind, should take care of the needs and aspirations of the members of the church.
It's very interesting. Take heed on the knowledge of God, on the guidance of God.
Meanwhile, the Synod Secretary and the Vicar of the host, Archdeaconry, took turns to appreciate God and the committee for a successful event.
The local organizing committee, they have done a very wonderful job. And we thank them. This synod was successful. Everything about it was, the committee did a very good job. We thank them for that.
We thank God being the host of the synod. We give glory to God Almighty for the success of the synod.
Well, the one-day synod of the Diocese of Abuja happens to be the valedictory synod of the Bishop of Abuja Diocese Anglican Communion, His Grace the Most Reverend Dr. Nicholas D. Oko, who is also the Primate of all Nigeria. From Basilica of Grace in Abuja, Nzubechi Frank reporting for ACNN News.
Meanwhile, the Primate has revealed the inspiration behind the theme of the one-day valedictory synod, "Take heed unto yourselves and to the flock." According to the Primate, in an interview with ACNN correspondent Nzubechi Frank, it is his terminal synod with the diocese to summarize, give accounts and to present the future to them.
This is my terminal synod with them, deliberately to summarize, to give account, and to present the future to them. So I'm very happy that we are able to gather in this way and to say, in a way, bye-bye.
After considering the aging condition and position of the Diocese of Abuja, and in a bid to give the diocese a pet up, some young priests have been promoted to the rank of archdeacons and canons. The Primate announced their promotion at the one-day valedictory synod of the Diocese of Abuja, held at Basilica of Grace, before the conclusion of his presidential charge.
After considering the condition and the position of our diocese, we are already aging, and so it is important to give it a pet up with the following young people. For venerables, Ṣẹ́gun Akínọlá, Kenneth Ndubisi, Ṣeun Owóẹyẹ, Emanga, and Ovie Etigneru. In addition to all that, we have for the canons Joshua Gabriel, Reverend Chechet, Reverend Agbionu, Reverend Adeola Oyeniyi, and Reverend Akinwande.
The Archbishop of the Ecclesiastical Province of the Niger and the Bishop of the Diocese of Awka Anglican Communion, the Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, has condemned the rate of killings in the country. Speaking in an interview with ACNN News correspondent Nwanne Ogechukwu in Abuja on the state of the nation, the cleric condemned the shedding of human blood by the insurgency, as he further called on the government to rise and arrest the situation, stressing that the killings and kidnapping can lead to anarchy in the country.
Presently, the state of insecurity is really very bad. You can see that nowadays, reading newspapers are very discouraging, or even listening to the news, because majority of what you will listen to or what you will read in newspapers, they are about how lives are being wasted. And you know that blood is very important to God. Blood is not meant to be wasted, especially if it is the blood of human beings. Nowadays, it is very hard to travel on the road very far. That is why when you go to our airports, you will see that a lot of people are waiting in the airport. Government must be honest to herself to do something very fast. If something is not done very fast, it will degenerate to anarchy. And when there is anarchy, everybody will have to suffer. So government should rise to do something very quickly.
The Lord Bishop of the Diocese of Niger West, Anglican Communion, the Right Reverend Johnson Ekwe, has lent his voice to those calling for a state of emergency to be declared on the security of the nation. According to him, a country where there is no security can never have any meaningful development. Bishop Johnson Ekwe made this position during an interview with ACNN News correspondent Nwanne Ogechukwu. It would be recalled that the Senate, during their plenary, had called on the President to declare a state of emergency on the security of the country.
I want to appeal to the authority concerned to look into it properly, because where there's no security, there won't be any meaningful development. It is when lives are secure, properties are secure, that people can honestly go about their duties, and then economy will move, businesses will move, and so on and so forth. And imagine traders who go to do their businesses along the way, they'll just be fired out and then taken to the bush and executed. And then nobody talks about it, nobody says anything about it. If need be, let the president declare a sort of security emergency on the security, to arrest this situation. Yeah, there should be a total overhaul in the security system. Many have been clamoring for state police and so on and so forth. And it's a right submission. If we can look into it and see the need to create state police and also help each state to maintain adequate security of the lives of the people. But adequate modalities have to put in place to avoid abuse of that.
Religious leaders in the country have been advised not to engage in hate speech, but rather help to promote peace in the country. They have also been urged not to henceforth celebrate corrupt leaders and that they should stop honoring them with chieftaincy titles. The Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Kwara, the Right Reverend Sunday Adewale, stated this at a one-day dialogue on security organized by the Kwara State Government at the Kwara Hotels, Ilorin, where he urged clerics not to celebrate corrupt leaders, telling them to reject their money also. The bishop advised security agents to protect confidential and sensitive information sourced from members of the public. This, if done, will make them have trust in the security operatives. He noted that collapse of the family system and values stand as factor promoting corruption and crimes. Still to come, Nigerian Football Federation revealed that the Super Eagles vs Sierra Leone 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier will hold at Stephen Keshi Stadium at Sabah.
At the King's Court is a program where we worship and praise the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords through various musical renditions. So join me, Eukaria Ozovehe, at the King's Court every Tuesday by 6 p.m. on this station, and it promises to be exciting and rewarding.
Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the VM Africa app for Android from Google Play Store. Now to the international scene. Gunmen have killed 24 people and wounded 18 in an attack on a Protestant church in a village in northern Burkina Faso. According to government officials, the assault occurred on a Sunday during a weekly service at a Protestant church, also the north of the country, near Ban in Lorum province. Christians and churches in northern provinces have become frequent targets by armed Islamists. On February 10, suspected jihadists in Seba seized 7 people at the home of a pastor. 5 bodies were found 3 days later, including the pastor. One of the poorest countries in the world, Burkina Faso is on the front line of jihadist insurgency advancing in the Sahel. Since 2015, around 750 people have been killed in Burkina Faso and around 600,000 people have fled their homes. Muslim terrorists believed to be part of the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, have murdered 30 Christians in attacks on 4 villages in the North Kivu province of Democratic Republic of the Congo. The new massacres followed attacks on 29 January 2020 that left 36 people dead, including the Anglican Archdeacon of Eringeti, who was martyred after he refused to renounce his Christian faith. The Congolese NGO, the Center for Promotion of Peace, Democracy and Human Rights, reports that on 7th February 2020, 8 civilians were murdered in the village of Sibe by ADF militants. These new massacres bring the number of civilians killed by the ADF in the Beni region to 312 since 30th October 2019, the date of the start of the latest government offensive by the FARDC against the rebels in Beni. The Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has revealed that the Super Eagles vs Sierra Leone 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier will hold at the 15,400 capacity Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba. The Federation, in a statement credited to the Secretary General, Mohamed Sanusi, said that the body have finally settled for the Stephen Keshi Stadium for the qualifying match against Sierra Leone. The match will be played on Friday, March 27, 2020. The venue, named after former Nigerian captain and coach Stephen Keshi of blessed memory, has hosted several international matches involving the Super Eagles and the Nigerian Under-23 squad since it was opened 2 years ago. Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has warned Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola that it is the club who will decide the French World Cup winner's future. Paul Pogba's long-time representative have been at the loggerheads with the United hierarchy in recent years and angered the Red Devils once more by casting fresh doubts on where Pogba will be next season. Raiola revealed that he had already had discussions with Juventus sporting director Pavel Nedved about a possible return to the Italian Championship from where Pogba rejoined United for a £89 million fee in the summer of 2016, adding that if United fail to qualify for the Champions League, Pogba will want to move to satisfy his ambitions. And that's how we wrap it up on News on the Hour for today. Thank you for watching. I am Charles Philip Owakola.